Live from their studio in South Florida, Twist Gaming. Featuring lead broadcaster, Matt Koza. Co-host and creative genius, Josh Perry. Co-host and interviewer extraordinaire, Ann Lazito. Co-host and marketing mogul, Aaron Murphy. With appearances from special guest, Lucy. Welcome to Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us.
All right, so good evening, everyone. As the video said, we are Twist Gaming. I'm Matt.
I'm Josh.
And we are joined here with Daryl from Maple Games. How you doing today, Daryl?
I'm doing great.
So first and foremost, thank you so much for joining us here today. We really do appreciate it. I think our first formal introduction was at Dice Tower Con this year, where you did a stream with Julie and Ann, Julie from Greenbrier.
That's correct. Yeah, that was really fun. We hung out and talked about the Oregon Trail.
Oh, I'm really jelly that I didn't get to go on that one. So I know Ann is upset she didn't get to join in tonight for the stream with you because she said that you were one of the highlights of Dice Tower Con for her. Aww. But we are super excited to be showing off the game that you're bringing to the table here for our spotlight today, Dragon Boats. So first and foremost, Daryl, what kind of game are we talking about here with Dragon Boats?
Yeah, so Dragon Boats is a 2 to 4 player game that takes approximately 45 minutes to an hour. It's family friendly, and the word I use for it is it's a real elegant design. And what I mean by that is it's simple to learn, but it gives lots of interesting choices. So people can jump in, not necessarily be an expert gamer. They could be even new to games, and I think they can have a really good time. And then even if you're an experienced gamer, you can jump in and have a really good time with everyone at the table. So, and that's really our philosophy, is we're trying to pick games that can bring people together and just enjoy a beautiful game that's very inclusive and fun.
I mean, I definitely can see the beautiful aspect of it. I mean, the game's got a really nice table presence to it. It's got like a beautiful like watercolor-ish style art style to it, and I really do like it. It looks very pretty. It's got the Eastern influences to it. I have to ask you, what are like some aspects of this game that we'll be seeing tonight that really pop for you, that you're really proud of?
Yeah, well, I think one of the things that the game really does well that I think is really fun is it's completely dependent on the choices that the players make. So it is interactive in that the choices you make are going to have a domino effect on the other players in the game. And done that in very subtle ways. So every choice you make has a ripple effect. And I always like that in games because it's not a solitaire experience then. It doesn't have to be confrontational, but it still makes you think, and every time someone does something, you know, those groans at the table or frustration moments or those are always like highlight moments to me. So I think people will see that in the game in a really good way. And then one thing that's missing, but I think people will love, is the 3D boats that are coming. So we obviously didn't have those ready before the Kickstarter campaign coming next week, but I still think people will get an idea for them.
So jumping back a half step there, you were saying that this game is interactive without being confrontational. I think that that's a very fine line to walk and an important line to walk as well, just because so many games kind of just fall back onto the confrontational, take that style of, you know, player interaction, and it's a little harder to incorporate a friendlier player interaction without providing a solitaire experience. So were there any specific challenges in terms of the player interaction that you saw during getting this game into development?
Yeah, I mean, definitely one of the things that we've been working on, and we have a phenomenal developer in Adrian Adamskew on the team, but the key is balance. With any good game, if you can have lots of different paths to victory, the key is can different strategies be balanced, and can you make choices that you don't feel like you're on the rails, that you have to continue to go down one path, But instead, in this game, I think you can change your plans even mid game, late game, and try different things. And depending if you do it well, and the other players let you get away with it, then you might win.
I definitely can see the benefit there. I've gotten into a few games before where you start playing with one strategy and you get a couple rounds into the game and you're like, oh no, this isn't going to work, but I can't really change now. So being able to pivot kind of midway through the game without it being too much of a hindrance to you, without feeling like you know you're going to lose because of it, that's a pretty nice aspect to have as well.
Yeah.
I feel like you should just
Yeah,
know
we're
you're
really
going to lose
happy
to me
with
anyway.
it didn't come easily, but we're really happy with how it's turned out.
So what gamer, I know you said that you're trying to make an inclusive game, but what gamer demographic do you think that this is really going to appeal to?
Yeah, I mean, at its core, we think this is still kind of a gateway game. So we understand we're not going to get the war gamer or the person who's looking for a 3-hour game experience if that's what you're into. But we think, for the most part, it's going to connect with a lot of people, or at least connect with people if they're going into it with the expectation of something kind of like a game you're going to play with a coworker or your family or friends. A game you might pull out after dinner. A game where you might mix it in with your gamer night, where you might want to play more than one game in an evening. That's kind of what we're aiming to be.
So you got a fast play time on it?
Yeah, so we find even with up to 4 players, you should be able to get a game done before under an hour with setup and with scoring.
Oh, very good. And so I think this kind of segues into the most important question here of, I know you said the game's coming to Kickstarter. What's that date?
Yeah, so the big day where I stop getting to sleep is October 2nd.
Right around the corner.
And I wear out the refresh button on my internet. So yeah, everyone please come join us October 2nd. If you're looking for us or looking for more information, you can go to just dragonboatsgame.com and it'll redirect you where you need to go.
So it has a price point been set for the game yet, or is that still being finalized right now?
Still being finalized, just the last minute details. So unfortunately, you'll have to tune in to see all those details. But we're trying to make it as affordable as possible.
Perfect.
It is a premium product in that we're really aiming to put some really high quality components in the game. So we're not cutting corners or trying to make it cheap, but we're trying to make sure that there's a lot of value in that game.
I could definitely see where that would add to this as well, just because it's so pretty on the table. Having those high quality components almost feels like a necessity with a game like this. All right, so Daryl, if there's anything else that you want to add before we jump into the rules explanation?
No, just I got to give a shout out to Michael Stock for letting us do his game and be our flagship first game for Maple Games, and we're looking forward to people learning about the game because we think you'll fall in love with it. We did.
Fantastic. All right, so I'm going to switch over to the board cam now, and we've got Dragon Boats set up on the table right now. And Daryl, if you would be so kind as to walk us through, first of all, what we've got here on the table, and I can show off individual components up close and personal here, and just get us going with a rules explanation.
Absolutely. So everyone sees at the center is kind of we have a middle kingdom, and around it is surrounded by 4 islands. Around the islands, those white long cardboard pieces are stand-in boats for now. As mentioned, for the Kickstarter, they will actually be 3D dragon boats, and those will be toppers that people can interchange into each of the dragon boats. Think of it as kind of like the deck to the boat. And also on the center island at the bottom there is some special ability cards with the dragon boat head on the back of the cards and a couple that are on display. In the middle of and each of them has just kind of the anatomy of that card is in the top left corner is the point value the cards are worth. The bottom right corner is a little letter so that you can check the rule book if you have any questions about the card. A little text, a title, and and an icon to show kind of what's going on. On the center island, you'll notice there are 5 locations. The first 4 are basically identical and have 3 offering tiles or chits, square tiles on display at each one of them. And they are a variety of goods. There's 5 different types of offerings, and then there are a few special cards that we'll discover along the way. Also, there are a few orange bid discs that are already set up on the board, and those are set up there because we're playing a 2-player game. And with 3 or 4 players, the discs are set up differently. But that just helps balance the game and keep the economy tight, no matter what the play count is. And then that 5th location has kind of a special market location where you can exchange goods and where you can give treasures for special cards. So I'll come back to that during the explanation, but that's kind of the layout of the board. On each of the islands, there are hex tokens throughout, and they are different types of farms that you might establish. Anything from like a poultry farm to their other rare goods that have 1 to 4 on them, and then there are some common ones like rice and soy that are 1 to 3. The numbers on them refer to their scoring, which we'll come back to at the end there. And then in the center island up on the mountain, there are some wisdom hexes. And so there's 10 of those that are kind of a yellowish color, have a slightly different back to help sort them. And those tokens up there will be either end scoring, like the one being shown that is for each of the food that you collect, you'll score 2 victory points at the end of the game, and they do max out at 8 points. Or there's some in-game abilities and some bonuses. So for example, the one showing here is every time you step on a treasure location, you'll gain an additional treasure. So a way to in-game have some benefits. So each of the wisdom tokens are also found in the deck of cards. So there are 2 ways to acquire each type of those. And then there's some additional special abilities in the special ability deck. One thing that I always mention is there's some of those rare types of commodities like poultry and such that are in the deck as well. So there are ways to get to modify your set collection in that way as well. So along the top of the board, there's 6 starting cards laid out. And those starting cards will be our round tracker, and also will give each player some starting commodities depending on which one they draft. And when they draft, they're not only choosing how many goods they get, but also which round they will get their 4th bid token. So a choice is if you go later in the game to get your 4th bid token, you'll get more starting resources, and you have to find out which is your best strategy.
Okay.
Other than that, I think there's just each player has a player board to track their money, and then also there's a little helpful reminder on there. There's a private action slot for players to choose to acquire more money, and a little storage space that only really matters at the end of each round, just to make sure that each player only has up to 3 storage.
All right.
Josh, any questions so far?
I think we're good to go. Important question, Daryl. Who goes first?
Good question. I'm trying to think. I think we just said give it randomly, but what do you guys have a fun ongoing way to choose? I know some people do quasi or different things like that. What do you like to do?
I think I'm just going to let Josh go first because he has read the rules. He's a little bit more familiar, and I'll just kind of piggyback off of what he's doing. I just wanted to jump back real quick, though, and show off an up close of one of the boats here. Can you explain what we see going on here with the boats?
Yeah, absolutely. So a reminder again that this is just prototype, and it'll be much more beautiful than this. But this prototype component has a few things going on. At the very bottom, it shows 2 types of commodities that are required to get onto the boat. So that's your expense, what offering you have to give to be able to get onto the dragon boat. At the top, you'll see a number and beats per minute. And that's actually just going to be changed to beats to make it even simpler. But the idea is there's a drummer there on a dragon boat. And so the faster the drum goes, the faster the boat goes. So each boat has a different unique number on it. And if more than one boat is leaving at a time, you do the boat fastest to slowest, because that's what would have reached the island first. You also see two meeple icons showing, and that is reminding players that a boat won't leave with just one person on it, that you need a minimum of 2 people on the boat before it will leave. The exception being in the last round, all boats will leave no matter what. But meanwhile, you need at least 2 for the boat to get going in any other round. And then there are 3 locations on the boat, and each with its own advantage. If you're at the top of the boat, obviously you'll get off the boat first. And because each of the hexes don't get replenished, it is your chance to grab the hex that you want before anyone else, and also the farm lot that you might want for end scoring purposes. The back of the boat, though, whoever's farthest back in the boat will get to steer the ship. And because you're closest to the rudder, you'll be able to determine if the ship is going to one island or another. If you're in the middle, you don't really have either of those perks, so we say you're in the cheap seats, and because you're in the cheap seats, you only have to pay 1 resource. You don't even need to have both. You just need to pay 1 resource, and you can jump into that middle spot, but you're leaving yourself at risk to have neither benefit, but you might have one of those benefits still if the ship doesn't get full.
So, Daryl, when we're boarding these boats, can we board them in any order? Do we have to go front to back to front?
Great question. Yeah, when you board, you get to choose where you'd like to go. So you choose which advantage you'd like, but once it's taken, no one else can take it.
Gotcha.
I will warn you, though, some of the special cards may move things around on you. So even when you think you have that perfect spot, there might be a card out there that has you maybe switch boats or change locations on the boat, or even steer the boat to any location. So be mindful of even your best plans can get messed with sometimes.
And so once we go to collect these resources, our farmer meeples, we're actually leaving them on the board in the space that we took the resource from?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the movement, and I'll get into it in detail during the explanation, whenever a meeple is moving up the path, if they decide to get onto a parcel of land where there's a hex token, they go into the space, they stop their movement, and then you get to take that hex towards your end scoring. Your motivation is to get as much like-kind hexes as you can, because you'll score more and more points, but you'll also want to get your farmers together, because the bigger the farm you have, the more you'll score as well.
Okay, so do you want to talk about the movement on the land now, or did you want to wait until we get to that phase of the game?
Let me get to that in its phase. It'll make a little more sense, I find, when everyone kind of has a rhythm for the kind of the flow of play.
Perfect. All right, so we're broken down into 4 phases here according to our individual player board. So phase 1, or phase A, is to bid. So what happens in the bid phase?
Absolutely. So this is going to happen for each of the rounds, and the first thing you do after determining the first player is each player is going to place one of their bid tokens, going in a clockwise fashion from the first player, and you're going to place one of your bid tokens or your bid discs in one of 7 legal locations. The first 5 you can see in the center island. That's the 5 market locations, and then there are 2 private locations on your personal player board. The 2 personal places on your player board, I'll mention quickly right now. They're both they're identical to every player right now, and that is the 2 coins. If you place your bid disc, one thing is they can't stack, but you do have 2 of them, and you score those coins immediately. Every time you go to your private actions location, it triggers immediately, unlike anywhere else. So that is one of the perks there. If we do well with stretch goals and such, we're working on actually making some asymmetrical private actions, and so that's why you kind of see that spot circled, because if the Kickstarter does well, we're gonna make that a token that cuts out, and then people can flip them over and have different asymmetrical abilities.
Cool.
That's really
But
cool.
for now, it's just everyone has the exact same 2 coins, 2 slots, a way to help your economy if you really need that. So you can place your disc on your own, or if you go to one of the 5 spots in the center of the board, then those 5 spots are not limited in height. You can stack on top of another player. You can start off a new spot. But wherever you're placing it, you're indicating, I would like to get some of those offering tiles. The exception is that 5th location where it's slightly different, and I'll talk about that after I talk about kind of why you're placing your bid on the first 4. The first 4 spots, and kind of jumping ahead a little bit so that you understand why you'd go there. When you place a bid token there in the pay phase, each of the discs are going to be resolved from top to bottom, from location 1 to location 5. And when it is your disc that is up to bat, you have an opportunity to purchase one of the offering tiles. However, the offering tile will cost the number of discs that are in the stack. So, for example, Matt just placed the purple disc in the first market, and it's 3 high. And so that would mean that if it was the purple's turn, they'd have to pay $3 to choose one of those 3 tokens. And so the difficult part you're trying to do is choose to get the offering tiles you want, but also at the prices, because you're managing your budget of how much you have on your money track. So that's how the first 4 work. You, at any time, if you'd like, during the pay phase, if you don't want one of the offering tiles, or you're just doing it to bluff to raise the cost, you can always bail, take back your disc, and earn $1 instead of paying. So that's another thing to consider while placing your discs. But placing your discs are real simple and real fast. You're just going to place them out one at a time, going around and around, placing in the different market locations, or placing on your private action spots. And you're going to do that until everyone has played each of their discs.
All right.
So what about the placing your initial token on this tracker up at the top here, Daryl?
Yeah, so rewinding, before the game even starts and before you do the 4 phases of the first round, players are going to choose what your starting resources are going to be, and they're going to choose from the 4 available starting cards in the middle of that dragon boat. Whichever one each player decides on, you're going to immediately take those resources and leave your 4th disc on that spot. So that might be something. I don't know if you want to do that right now, and then
Yeah, we can do that right now.
Spread out all 4.
Okay, so Josh, where are you putting yours?
So I'm gonna put mine on number 5.
Number 5. Now, why number 5? I think you want your special power, right?
Yeah, I want that. I want that special power card.
Yeah, so you'll get to start, and we tried to make it nice and tempting to not get your 4th disc till right at near the end of the game, but you'll get 3 random resources. You'll start with 5 coins on your money track. You'll get a food card, a treasure card, and a special ability card. And your special ability card can be one of the 2 on display, or one blind from the top of the deck.
So he's going to get a food card, a treasure card, and do these get flipped over? Is that public knowledge what they are, or?
Yeah, so everyone's going to know the food and treasure, and then the special card, if you're taking one from display, everyone will know what you've taken, or if you take it as a mystery. Now, the back of the cards are a bit of an error on the copy you have. They show 3 on the back of every one of the cards, and that was originally just intended for people to make change if you ever had 3 of them, so we didn't run out of cards. But we found recently from playtesting that people found that confusing, so we're just going to make a card back so that no one makes that mistake.
Okay.
All right. So the 2 powers I can take are these 2.
And so,
or you can take one blind.
Or I can take one blind, yeah. So I just want to go over the ones that are available.
power 1 is extra coin. Take an extra coin every time you step on a coin space. Permanent. And then the other one is switch boats. Move one of your meeples onto an empty space on a different boat. Okay.
Which is interesting.
I'm
But,
assuming you want to take the extra coin one.
No, I'm gonna take a blind one.
Oh, really? Okay. And what is it, rather? It is Fish Farm. This counts as an extra fish farm. So you got a free fish.
Yeah.
Look at you, already getting some
Going out.
fishies.
And I got 2 treasure tokens and a gold
Okay.
for my 3 resources.
That sounds like you did pretty good there.
Yeah.
So
I have a lot of treasure.
I'm gonna do the opposite end here. I'm gonna try out doing this one. So I'm just gonna put it on number 2. So I'm gonna get 2 of the offerings and then 3 money to start out with. So see how that plays out.
So do I switch out these treasure for treasure cards right away?
That's a great question. So you may, on any time it's your turn, you can also switch them for the cards. One of the reasons you might not immediately, because you don't have to worry about your storage till the end of your turn.
Okay.
So you can have more than 3 offering tiles throughout your round. But one of the reasons you might not trade it in right away is because you can use that offering token as one of your 3 necessary generic to go up the
mountain. Okay.
Yeah, the cost of the mountain, and there's only 2 spots. They both cost 3 of any offering tile, and every offering tile that you have, if you look on the back of them, they all have that symbol of that generic offering, so you can spend any of those to be able to go up the mountain.
All right.
So now that we've indicated your starting resources, also you'll be getting that 4th disc on that round. So you can actually flip the first round starting card over. You'll notice, the very first one, the head. You'll notice it goes color to help you know that you are in round 1. And then each time you're going to flip one of those round cards, and as the boat becomes colorful, you'll also know what round you're playing.
Perfect.
All right. So I'm going to start off first. And I'm going to need some resources to get on my boats.
Do you want me to explain the other phases, or just jump into?
Let's talk about the other phases a little bit. We can get into the details of them as we're playing, but let's at least talk about them a little bit so we get an understanding of what's going on here.
Yeah, so just the big picture. We already went into great detail on the bid phase. In the pay phase, as I already mentioned, you're going to pay relative to how high the stack is, and you're going to take the resource, or if you choose not to take it, you collect $1. In that 5th spot, I didn't go into great detail, but as you take your disc, if you pay to do the action, you can do one or both of those special actions. The first one indicates you can take any resource you have, throw it away and get a new random resource, but you'll also get a food card. Food cards are helpful because when we get into the exploration phase, you're going to only be able to move 3, and food will allow you to have an extra movement. And then the other option you have, you can do both, or you can do either. You can spend a treasure to take another special ability card. Treasures are useful in that they're worth a victory point at the end of the game if you don't spend them. Or you can always use a treasure card towards the cost of something, and they give you a $2 value. So you may use treasures, or you may pass them in for special ability cards. Special ability cards will always be worth at least 1 point, so you're not losing that point value out of the treasure. During the exploration phase, during the pay phase, you put people onto the mountain, you put people onto the boats. But during the exploration phase, as mentioned, the mountain will go first, and then the boats going with the fastest beats to the slowest beats, the boats will move as long as they have 2 people on them. And then people will get off the boats, and they have up to 3 movement points. And we'll get into the details of that, but in short, you're going to run around grabbing different parcels of land and different farm hexes, hoping to score lots of points. And then that last phase is storage. If you happen to have more than 3 offering tiles, you have to discard your excess, but you do get $1 for each one that you get rid of.
Okay. All right. So I think we can go ahead then. So Josh, where are you going first then?
My first bid is going to be in spot number 3.
Okay. I'll place one in spot number 4 then.
We'll place one in spot number 2.
Do spot number 5.
And I will also do spot number 5. And you got one more.
I get one more. Now, I can technically double stack mine over here in spot 4, right, Daryl?
Absolutely. You can go on top of your own. You can go on top of anyone else's. And then a friendly reminder, people often forget about the private action spots. You do also have those available if you'd like to get more money.
Okay.
All right. So we did our bids. Now we're going to pay. Spot 1 doesn't have anyone on it.
The bid phase. Now starting with 1, although it's all orange, then you move on to the next one, the second one, and it will be blue. And they have the option if you'd like to pay $2 for one of those or bail and take a buck.
I will pay 2.
Yeah.
And take one of those resources. Next
And
one,
then this is an opportunity if you'd like to pay to have one of your meeples go on the mountain or on one of the boats.
I will pay. I'll pay the resources back in the bag when I pay it, right?
Actually, just keep them out, and then when the bag runs out, you can refill the bag.
I'm going to pay 1 resource.
So as soon as you get your action for the bidding, that's when you're able to place your meeples in the boats or stage them in the mountain area?
You got that right, Matt. So the idea is that you're paying at the market, but you're also paying to get on the boats or paying to get on the mountain. But you have a limit of 1 meeple per disc.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Next up is
So
3.
Still Josh's turn in the third market spot at the top.
So
Just
I gotta-
a reminder to people, there is no orange player right now.
Yeah. I'm going to pay another 2. Get one of these resources. I don't have the resources to get on a boat. I could pay resources to go up the mountain, but I think I'm just going to chill.
Okay.
Okay.
So then it would go to position 4, which is mine, and I'm looking at what I did here, and I'm realizing now that I don't have enough money to do all of the actions that I have. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
The last one costs no money.
Oh, it costs no money to do this one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it does. It'll cost based on your height of where you are on the
See?
stack.
Oh, it still costs money for that?
All right. So what I'm going to do with my first one on the stack then is I'm going to choose to not do anything. I should have put it in a private action, but that will increase my money by 1 then, correct?
Correct.
All right. So then with my other bidding token here, I'm going to use that to get a leather. And then I'm going to use that leather and my gold to... Actually, I'm just going to use my leather then to place a meeple onto the center position of this one here.
Sure.
All right, so my leather's going to go on the side there.
That takes your second disc, right?
And yeah, that was my second disc.
All right. And I screwed up with the money tracker, so I can't afford this. So I'm not doing anything.
So then I...
Well, you still get $1 for that.
Yeah, you'll get $1
Yeah,
for
I'll
it,
get
but
$1
not doing
for it.
anything. So I'm going to pay my $1, so it's going to move my money tracker back down to 3, and I'm going to do both actions then. So I'm going to... So the first one is going to be to trade in one of my offerings. So I'm going to do my tea leaf for a random offering
And a food.
and a food. So I'm just going to reach into the bag then. And I got myself food. So I got food and food.
Well fed.
I have well-fed farmers. And then I'm also going to trade in my treasure for an ability. And I think I'm going to top deck one.
Okay.
Just for the heck of it.
Well, and one of the things that you might be hoping to get, as I mentioned, all the mountain abilities are also in the deck. You'll notice the bottom left mountain ability every food gets 2 victory points. Now that you're collecting a bunch of food, you might hopefully try to get that.
That's what I happen to top deck there.
So if he gets both of them, does it stack
It would
or?
stack. Yeah.
Okay.
Woo!
They each have a max of 8, but they have the ability stat.
Okay. So if he gets the other one, it'd be 3 points per food.
No, so it'll be that the first 4 that he gets will score 8, and then if he got more of them, he could do that again with his tile.
Okay. So if you got
Oh,
16
okay.
foods.
Gotcha. Or if I got
So
8 foods in
each
total,
food,
it would
you
give me
score
16 points. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. And that resolves my last bidding token there.
Okay.
Absolutely. So the best part about this is going to go nice and fast. The exploration phase, boats don't move if they don't have at least 2.
All right.
So then we check our storage. Everyone would have up to 3, and then we go on to the second round, and right away Matt would get his 4th bid disc, and you'd flip over the starting round tracker to
So
know
I'm
that
trading-
you're already on to the second round.
I'm trading one of my treasures to get a card because I only have 3 storage spots.
So I should have jumped on the boat with you.
If you wanted the
Maybe.
boat to depart,
Right.
and then the resources we use go back in the bag, right?
Yeah, any
The
resource.
offer.
Well, you can just keep all the resources out until the bag empties.
Oh, until the bag empties. Okay.
Okay. Oh, because they stay there, so it doesn't matter if they didn't depart yet. They're
Yeah, they just stay
Oh,
there.
sorry.
ready to go.
You're gonna fill in each of the spots on the board.
Okay. So
Oh, so these 2 locations are going to get additional.
they're just gonna
stuff
fill up, or you wipe it.
Nope, just refill.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a treasure in that location now. And another jade in position 3. And in position 4, we're adding some food.
And you become first player.
All right. So I'm going to jump over here with my first one.
Because you want that food.
That's what you think. Nom 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 nom. Interesting. Okay, I'll go over here.
That's where I wanted to go, Matt.
And a friendly reminder: don't forget your private action spots.
Yep.
Don't help him, Daryl.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a private action.
I'm not saying Josh can do that. I'm just saying it's there.
Okay, so then I'm going to put another one on this location here.
I'm gonna put a second one here.
That's interesting. And I'm going to do a private action here.
All right. So spot 1, nothing. Spot 2,
That's me.
2 coins.
1, 2.
And what are you buying?
I'm going to get that treasure.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Spot 3. There's. Oh, are you spending anything to put your people down?
I don't think I can right now. No, I can't. So, no.
Okay.
And just take your disc.
So take your
Well,
disc.
that's a lie. Hold on. Pause for the cause here.
Spend all 3 resources to go to nothing.
I could. I'm not going to, though. But that was a nice try, Josh.
Well, that's an option.
No, I'm not going to do anything with that one.
Okay. Spot 3. There's no one. Spot 4. You're gonna spend 2.
Boop, boop.
And
I'm going to grab myself a food.
are you gonna do anything with that meeple? Or
No.
okay. And then you spend 1 more at this last location.
Okay. Brings me down to no money. I'm broke now. And I'm going to get the leather there.
Okay.
So then I'm going to place another meeple over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Chat's saying I'm already trying to be sneaky. I'm not trying to be sneaky at all.
Sneaky snake.
All right. So I am on the last one. I'm gonna spend 2. I'm gonna trade in a random. I'm gonna trade in a random resource. Can you get me a food card, please?
I sure can. There you go.
Oh, I got a power card.
Ooh. So that means that you could immediately trade that in for a power-up?
That's right.
All right, so I'll immediately trade that in. So this isn't where I traded treasure in for it. I'm gonna take the switch boat.
That's interesting.
And this can be used multiple times, or is this a one-time
No,
use?
just a one time, but you save it and you also get the point value as well.
You know, we could switch over to my boat and go exploring together.
Could. Do I want to switch boat then?
I don't know.
Still one-time use. I don't want it if it's one-time use. Top deck it.
Okay, and Josh got extra treasure. Take an extra treasure every time you step on a treasure space.
Yeah. And then I'm going to trade in one of my treasure cards
Okay.
to
You get a power up.
power up again.
And you're grabbing storage. Store an extra offering item on this card for free. That's a nice one.
Get all the stuffs. Guess what, Matt?
What?
I get to spend a token, and I get to do it all again.
Yay.
So I get another food card. I'm going to trade this in for a...
So make sure to take that second disc away.
Oh,
And
yeah.
You only have to pay one for that second
Yep.
time.
Oh, I got tea leaf. And then I'm going to trade in another treasure
Okay.
and top deck again.
And you're getting take two. Choose any two different items.
Ooh.
And you can play that at your discretion then.
The other thing is, because you're playing one of your discs and you did get a tea leaf, if you're interested, you could get on a boat.
I could get on a boat.
You don't really want to, though, right? Can you get on a boat?
I could get on the middle. I get on the cheap seat on that boat.
You could.
I don't think I want to get on the cheap seat of that boat though.
That's fair.
I think I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
What are you going to do?
I think that's it.
Okay.
And this goes away. All right, so Matt,
Yes.
you get to go explore. Where's your boat going? To the left or the right?
That's a very good question.
South Island or
I'm
East
gonna
Island?
go south. Like that.
Into my head.
Yep, exactly. So, I'm going to scoot this down just a tad so people can see what's going on here. So, Daryl, how does this work now when I go exploring?
Absolutely. So the first person closest to the front of the boat is going to get off. They have to go to that first path spot,
Okay.
but you have 3 total movements. So the first one is getting off the boat,
Okay.
and then now you have 2 more movement points that you can spend to travel. You can't double back on the path, but you can continue to go farther down the path by spending food if you like. And then whenever you decide to get off the path to one of the neighboring farm spots, you leave your meeple and collect the hex tile.
Okay, but
Every
I can...
hole you cross,
Sorry, go ahead.
You get that advantage.
Oh, okay. And so is that 3 movement for each one of my farmers, or is it in total for both of my farmers?
Each meeple is going to have 3 movement.
Okay. And can they share a space or no?
No.
Okay.
No meeple can go into a place where there's no hex.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to move... That was 1, 2, so I'm going to get a food for that one.
Yep.
And then 3, and I'll get a money for that one.
Yep.
And I'll leave him hanging
And then
out
you
there.
So, sorry, I didn't mention one thing where you might want to think about your movement. If you leave your meeple on the road, they come back to your supply. They don't stay ever on the road.
Oh, okay.
So you might want to spend a food.
Or you go back if you want to change that up.
Or you can go back if you want to change that up.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go back to change that up. I'll take the money away, and I'm still gonna take the food, and then I'm gonna jump into the pork.
You're gonna become a pig farmer.
Perfect.
Oink oink. And then my second meeple, first action is to jump off the boat,
Yep.
and I'm just gonna immediately grab the Mr. Pig here.
Yep.
So that got you 4 points. Because you have 2 pigs now.
Is that how the scoring works?
Yep. So for each one, it's the group of them times how many you have.
Okay.
So if you have 2, it's 2 each. If you have 3, it's 3 each. 4, it's 4 each.
Oh, nice. And I got myself some more food, which is
A little bit of food.
it's good for me.
Okay. Then this boat gets away.
Bye, boat.
And you get stranded on the island. Forever.
It was only supposed to be a 3-hour tour.
And now you became pig farmers. All right. Next up, we are storage phase.
Yeah.
So you have enough in your storage. We're going to flip over the next round tracker.
So we are now in round 3.
We're going to replenish the boat.
So new boat's coming out.
Needs leather and
Gold. Just like the one that was there before.
But it's not as fast.
It's like a very opulent boat. Everyone's wearing leather and gold chains and stuff.
The crew is.
Yeah. It's like they're all going clubbing. It's the party boat. They don't actually have a drummer. They have like a DJ set up at the front.
Okay.
All right, so let me pan back up here.
So we got the board refreshed. I am going to become first player now.
No.
And
It's your turn.
it's my turn. What do I want to do?
I don't know.
I'm going to go here. So that's the boat from New Jersey then.
Jersey boat. All right.
Matt's going to go buy food.
I'm going grocery shopping.
I feel like I just want to place my thing on top of yours so I can buy the food before you.
You can.
I could, but that would cost me 2 money, and I don't care enough to do that.
Okay. Your loss. Broheim. What are you going to do? Buddy.
Figuring that out still.
I have faith in you.
I will go here.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Gonna go here.
I'm going to do private action. Need some money. Poor.
I'm gonna do 2 private actions.
All right, so you're going to go up to 4.
Yep.
It goes right away.
Yeah, it goes right away.
All right, so we got that.
So this one resolves first.
So number 2, what are you for 2? What are you buying?
I'm gonna spend 1, 2, and I'm going to grab this tea leaf here.
Okay. I am going to spend 2, and I'm going to buy this.
Well, hold on. I'm placing
sorry.
my meeple over here.
Okay.
Now you can go.
And Matt, take this. Yep.
Yeah.
And I will spend 2 resources to put a guy on this boat here.
Okay. So then that one, I'm going to spend a resource there to grab. What do I want to grab? I'm going to grab some food. Yummy, delicious food.
Okay. I am going to use this time to use one of my power cards to take 2 different items.
Okay. And what are you taking?
I'm going to take a resource. I still keep that card because it's still worth a point.
Oh,
It's
okay.
I can't use it again. So I got a resource, and I'm going to take a... I'm going to take a coin. And then I'm going to spend 1 coin. I'm going to take that resource I just got, exchange it for another resource and a food.
Okay.
So can I have a food card, please, Matt?
You certainly can. There you go.
And then I'm going to trade in my last treasure
For a power-up?
for a power-up.
Okay. What power-up are you grabbing? You grabbing a face-down one?
No, I'm going to grab the switch boat. And then I'm going to pay this 1 resource
Okay.
to throw a meeple on this boat because he wants the cheap seat. And then I'm going to use the switch power-up boat
Yeah.
and he's gonna go on the blue party boat. Oh, and we have a new power-up card. So
New power-up card is Cut in Line. Be the first to step off the boat, no matter your location. So you're the pushy, rude customer on the cruise ship.
all right,
Or you paid for priority seating, you know.
either or.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the end of.
Your boat's choo-chooing away.
Yeah, my boat is much. Well, your boat doesn't have people on it. You're sad and alone on your boat. You're the weirdo that boarded the plane early and we were on Southwest and decided to choose the middle seat.
So I gotta have friends that sit next to me.
All right, so I'm gonna go over here
Okay.
to this top one here, and first one goes off 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna get a food. I'm gonna get 2 treasures.
I'm exchanging in some of my food for food cards.
Okay, I need to spend a food
Okay.
to be able to go back, and I'm gonna collect this fish farm. Next one's gonna go up. He's gonna go 1, 2, 3. He's gonna get a food and 2 treasures. And then I will spend 1 food to start this farm. And then the last one's gonna go 1, 2, and just start this fish farm here. And that's it for the boat.
Okay.
So I just took over this island.
It's fine. I'm gonna take that first player token from you. And now it's the storage phase. So, do you have anything left over? You spent all your resources.
I spent all my resources.
Okay.
I'm resource dry.
I got my stuff in storage. So now we're gonna flip it over. We're in round 4 now.
A new boat comes out.
Our boat's getting really colorful. This boat is gonna be gold, and I keep wanting to say Cinnabon, but it's
Close.
not. Cinnabur. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
I didn't have any idea what that was, and then when we researched the area, I guess it's like some type of chalky material that makes red dye.
oh, okay.
We're gonna put some leather out.
Personally,
Some more food.
I like Cinnabon.
Yeah, I mean, deep down inside, that's what I think of. It's a nice, beautiful Cinnabon.
I come bearing gold. Well, I come bearing Cinnabon.
Seems like a perfect offering to get on a dragon boat.
Absolutely. Okay. What do I want to do here? I'm gonna put one right here.
All right. So you put one there. I am gonna put one here.
Thought you would.
Not that cheap stuff.
Yeah, because you're cheap.
That is true.
All right, so then I'm gonna go here.
I'm gonna go here.
And I'm gonna do a private action.
Doing a private action myself.
I'm doing a private action for my last one, so that's
Okay.
gonna bring me up to 5 moolah.
So first spot.
First spot's little old
2.
me.
It's gonna cost you 2.
Gonna cost me 2, and I will pick up that leather. It's a really nice leather, by the way. Just letting you know.
And then are you spending anything to
On
go on a boat or something?
a boat or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm not.
Okay. I'm gonna spend 2. And I'm gonna get. I'll take this food. I just don't want you to have it.
That's fine.
Um,
Enjoy.
I can't do anything with it. And then I'm gonna spend 1. And I'm gonna take this treasure. Because I like treasure. I'm really a pirate.
Gar.
I'll take that.
All right, and then I'm gonna spend 1 money, and I'm gonna convert a resource to a random resource. So I need
So you're converting to treasure.
converting a treasure
Why? Why the treasure?
because I'm
How
hoping
about the leather you just picked up?
because I want to keep the leather.
But you can't get a power-up card now.
That's fine. I don't care about power-up cards.
Okay.
Only losers care about power-up cards, Josh.
You also get a food.
Oh, yeah, that's why I wanted to do it.
All right, are you doing anything with your last disc to make someone go on a boat? Or are you just chilling?
I think I can make anyone go on a boat. I guess I can. No, I don't think I can.
Okay.
No, I can. I definitely can.
You can spend 1 resource to go on...
I'm okay right now.
On the party boat.
A friendly reminder as well, all boats will move on the last round.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Okay, so you know what? Yeah, I will spend my leather then. That's a good point, Daryl. I'm glad that you're here. And I'll go over to that one.
Okay.
No. That one. Okay.
Okay. There's nothing else, so we're gonna go into none of the boats are gonna move.
Correct.
Go in the storage phase.
Storing up my stuff.
We're gonna restock the board.
Okay. So I'm gonna leave you up to the stocking duties.
Okay.
I believe in you. Okie doke.
All right, so we got some more resources up.
So you're first player now.
I'm first player now.
What would you like to do with your... And, since we're in the last round, you get your final bidding token there.
I do. I can actually try to bid on stuff.
You're in the 5th.
Yeah, 5th round. Yeah.
5th of 6. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it there because I'm cheap, and I want cheap resources.
You are cheap. Okay. I'm going to go here.
Okay. I am gonna... I'm gonna go here one more time.
That's interesting. I'm going to go here.
I'm gonna do a private action.
I'm going to do a private action.
I'm gonna do another private action.
I'm going to do another private action. Copycat.
Okay.
Okay, so I am first up here. I'm going to... Well, I needed to go up to 6. So I'm going to spend 2, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Cinnabar, and I'm going to use that to put a meeple in the cheap seat over here. One of my farmers in the cheap seats there.
See how it is? No, I don't like that, man.
Then my second one, I'm going to go ahead and spend 2.
Wait.
That was my first one.
That was your first one.
Yeah.
Take it away. You don't get to buy
I
extra
didn't get
resources.
to... Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. I thought I did that already.
Cheater.
It was worth a shot.
I'm gonna... spend 2. Take a resource.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 1. Take another resource.
Okay.
I'm then gonna spend 3 resources. And I'm gonna start climbing this mountain over here.
Ooh. Okay. That was both your actions there?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to spend 1. I'm going to trade in my Jade for a random, so gimme. Give me
Matt
that
cheating?
bag
I can't
goodies.
imagine it. Yep. Who can imagine Matt cheating?
And I got some gold. I love gold. And then I'm going to get a food from that. That'll be the end of my turn there.
Okay.
So that goes away.
None of the boats depart.
Nope.
But I go with mountain.
To the mountain.
So we're gonna go. So this one's is each power up's worth an extra point?
You got it.
This is each treasure's worth 2 points.
You got a lot of treasure there, buddy.
Do have a lot of treasures, but I also do have a lot of power ups.
You do.
I'm gonna go for treasure 1. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to collect 2 treasures on the way.
Why are you collecting 2? Oh, you have the thing if you step on a treasure spot. That's true.
I'm going to get a resource as well. I got a leather.
Okay. Wait, why'd you get the resource?
Because I stepped on the resource one.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going to... Offering. And that's it for me.
Okay, perfect.
So we're on the final round.
The final round down. Okie doke.
We're going to put out some tea leaves. Ooh, there's a power-up card here. And...
Okay, so there's that, and that. I'm up first.
Yep. Who's on second?
Gonna go here.
I'm gonna go here. No.
Whoa! Good catch. I'm gonna go here again.
Okay.
And what are you gonna do, Josh? Okay, I'll go here.
Private action.
Yeah. And I'm gonna do a private action.
I'll do another private action.
Okay. So, first up,
Actually,
this is you for 2.
Yep. A for 2. I will spend 2 and take a resource.
Okay, so this goes away. I need to go up 2 for my private action. I forgot about that. So I will spend 2. 1, 2. And I'm going to grab a resource. I don't know which one yet, though. Going to grab the leather resource. And then I'm going to use that to put a meeple right there.
Okay. Oh, it's fine with me.
Then I'm going to spend 1, 2 to grab a leather. I won't do anything with it. I'll spend another 1 to grab the cinnabar. And then I'm going to spend those 3 to put a meeple on the mountain.
Okay. I'm going to... And that's your... That's fine.
Yeah, that was my last one.
I'm going to spend 1. I'm going to... trade in a treasure.
Okay.
For a power-up card. I'm going to do cut the line.
Of course you are.
No. I'm going to do...
Say, why would you cut the line? You're not on a boat.
I'm going to top deck it.
Okay, so what did you get? You got forced trade. Trade an offering with another player.
Okay. So I got that. I'm going to spend my leather and my gold.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to join you on the party boat.
Party boat. Boo-boo. Brr, brr, brr. Party horns. Okay, so that is all of the actions then, right? All of the bid actions?
All the bid actions, yep.
Pay actions there. So now we're going to go exploring, and all the boats launch now. Right, Daryl?
So,
right.
Well,
So-
42 is going to go first.
Start with the mountain first.
Oh, yeah, you start at the mountain.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, so I get 1 coin, 1 monies, and I'm going to exit right here. So this is going to give me an additional... This is my food equals 2 points at the end. Max 8 points.
Okay. And boat 42 is going to go. Which way do you want to go, Matt?
That is a great question, Josh. let's see. Gonna go here.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna go here. That was a lie. And I'm gonna go 1, 2, grab myself a food, and then I'm gonna grab some rice.
All right.
Okay, then boat 40's gonna go, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So 40, I'm going to put. Is money worth any scoring at the end, Daryl?
Not unless you have something that gives you points for it, like a wisdom token or card.
Gotcha.
Go collect that rice.
I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to go 1, 2. So I'm going to get a random offering. And I got some jade.
Okay.
And I'm going to go and get this chicken.
All right. You could go get that other rice all the way down there. You have to spend some food to get it.
Why would I want to spend some food to get it?
It would give you... You would have 2 rice, so they would be worth 2 points each instead of 1. And you would have 3 farmers in the group, so they would be worth more.
That's fine.
Or just making sure you understand.
It was a good tip.
It's your choice. All right, next up is boat 36.
All right.
Boat 36. I get to control this boat, so we're going this way.
Okay.
You get to go off first, though.
Okay.
So where would you like to go?
I'm going to go 1, 2, so I'm going to get a money, and 3, so I get Mr. Pig.
Okay.
That's where I wanted to go.
I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to get this fish because it's better than the other fish.
Pay some food.
I'm going to get a money. I'm going to pay a food because I don't care. I'm going to get a resource.
I don't care.
And then I'm going to play forced trade.
Can I trade this in now?
No, I'm taking your food before you trade it in. You should have saw that coming.
I
was waiting for it.
Give me your food.
No, you could have the jade.
No, give me your food.
Fine.
I mean, you already have 8 food out anyway, so
Yeah.
it really doesn't matter.
It makes me feel better about myself, though. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then Slowboat's going. And Slowboat is going to go... this way. And I'm going to go... What?
I was going to spend 1 more food and go here and collect 2 more treasure.
Okay.
Because it made more sense for me to do that.
I'm going to go 1, 2, so I'm going to gain a treasure.
Okay.
3, so I'm going to gain a food, but I'll just... And, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to gain the food, and then I'm going to go right here and grab Mr. Chicken.
Okay.
What does that mean? So, wait, the chicken and the pigs count as the same thing? Or no?
No, they're each its own set.
They're each its own set.
Yeah.
You may want that. Don't you have rice already?
I
You already have
already
the
have a
chicken,
chicken, too.
So it's worth the same.
Okay. So that's going to go there.
All right.
So I needed the food from that one. Okay. And
What do you get
that's
the food for?
landing here.
I thought you spent it to go in that space, though.
I didn't... Oh, 1,
You
2,
got
3. Yeah,
it.
you're right. You're
You got it. You spent it.
Okay.
All right. That's it.
That's it.
Time to score.
Okay, so how do we do the scoring, Daryl?
Yeah, absolutely. So we can just walk through one player at a time if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
Perfect.
Yeah, so why don't we start with Josh?
Okay.
So first of all, the way I like to do it is I score the meeples first.
Okay.
So we'll see that you have 2 individual ones, so those are worth 1 point each.
Okay, 1 point each. And then we have this group of 3, which is worth 9 points. So I'm at 11 points.
Okay.
All right.
Then you're gonna score your sets. So out of the farm tokens that you have,
So I have
3 fishies.
4 fishies.
I forgot you have a fish token.
Yeah.
So
that's 16 right there.
So we're at 27.
Is that 27?
I have 1
Soy.
Soy Farm,
That's
which
a
is completely
point.
visible on camera.
Yeah. Green
So,
screen.
28.
Yep.
We're at 28 now. I get
And then
2 points per treasure.
For a max of 8 points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 8 treasures.
Right, so you're going to get 12
points.
points for those treasures.
What?
You're going to get 12
you get
points for
8
those
the
treasures.
first 4, and then
Okay.
you'll get 4 for the last 4.
All right, so that's 30, 40 points. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power-up cards.
Yep.
So it's
an additional
45.
5.
And the fish one doesn't count extra, right? It's just because that counts with the group.
It counted with the group. It has like a question mark. So
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so I have 5 points there. And then food's not worth anything, right? Or is
Food
it worth
is worthless unless you have what Matt has.
Okay.
All right, so for me, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individual meeples, so that's 5 points.
Yep.
A group of 2, so that's 4
points.
points. That's 9 points in total.
Yep.
Then I've got 3 pigs, so that's another 9 points.
Yep,
So
so
that's
18.
18.
18.
I've got 2 chickens, so that's another 4 points. That's 22.
Yep.
A rice, that's 23. And then I'm going to get 16 points off of food because I have 2 of the food equals 2, and then I've got 8 food tokens. I forgot what I said
so
I was
that puts
at.
you at 39.
Okay, and then I have a treasure. Is a treasures count for a point?
Yep.
1 point each.
Okay, so that's 40.
And then you get 1 point for your power card.
Oh, yeah, so 41 points.
Okay.
What did you have again? I don't remember.
45.
to 41.
Nice.
Yeah.
Close game.
If you went over there, you would have got 1, 2. You might have tied or beat me.
So I misinterpreted, and for some reason in my head I had it as that the meats counted towards the same set collection, so that's the reason why I did that. So
Nah.
Comprende.
Yeah, you would have been really, really close.
yeah, it was close enough too. It was a good game.
All right.
All right, so with that is going to be our presentation of Dragon Boats. Daryl, is there anything that we didn't get a chance to show off in the playthrough that maybe you wanted to talk about a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd say, a 2-player game, and I'm sure you felt it too, and it's intentional, it feels tight and some of the markets kind of clog up. Mm-hmm. And that's intentional to help balance with a 2-player game. Obviously, with 3 or 4 players, more markets for more competition. So the idea is that they will funnel more resources, but also you have more people to compete with for space and for resources and all that. So 2-player is very tight and crunchy, and then as there's more players, it's more dependent on the other players, the way your game will go. So depending on what kind of gamer you are, you may prefer the player count, depending on if you want it to be more interactive or more kind of tactical.
Gotcha. And for our viewers at home, again, one last time, when is the Kickstarter date going to be? Yeah,
thanks for asking. So October 2nd, we'll be on Kickstarter. It's our very first Kickstarter for Maple Games. We're nervous, but we're excited. We've had a lot of fun showing the game around, and this will hopefully be our first of more games to come, as long as we can reach our goal and then maybe even make the game even better by reaching some stretch goals.
Do you know what your goal is for the game?
Yeah, I believe we need about 20,000 US.
Okay.
See, what do you think? 5-hour funding firm there for Dragon Boats? I think so.
I wish. Oh, that would be amazing. If we just fund, I'll be a happy guy.
Oh, I think it's going to do fantastically. We had a ton of fun playing it. Daryl, thank you so much for joining us today. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, it was an honor to be on, and look forward to hopefully being on more often.
Fantastic. And thank all of you for watching at home. We're going to do a soft sign-off right now, but stay tuned for just one moment. We're going to be doing our first impression session where we talk about our favorite aspects of the game, any constructive criticisms we have, and the most important question of the evening of would we play this game again. But signing off for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Josh.
Thanks again, Daryl. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.